Welcome back, folks. It's the final segment, and to bring out a little bit of comedy and just how much the government has our interests in mind, I'd like to bring up the fact. Now, we all know that Drudge has a real problem, as well as many of us, Matt Drudge does, with the Department of Homeland Security, specifically the airport security scanners, the new backscatter technology that is supposed to protect us from underwear bombers and shoe bombers alike. So anyway, of course, InfoWars comes out, 10 facts that prove Big Sis is wrong and Drudge is right. And one thing, this is the quote that really gets me, man, is Janet Napolitano in an interview with Politico says, quote, "I think that what he, Matt Drudge, means is we are watching too much, kind of an Orwellian view. He's just wrong. I mean, he's just wrong." And she labels the privacy concerns as overblown. Who, here you go.
You're a violation of the Constitution, the Fourth Amendment. Hello.
Yeah, I mean, you're pretty much getting raped, and that's what it is. I mean, they see your freaking your private parts, anything that you don't want them to see, they see it. Overblown. How many of you out there think that your privacy concerns are overblown? My privacy concerns were blown to shreds, to smithereens 10 years ago. Even before that, but specifically 10 years ago. What better way to roll out an agenda to control people, to bring in this big brother, big sis mentality than 9/11?
But Joe, the thing of it is that gets me about that is that it's the conditioning. They're telling us, we're not your enemy. Just stay calm. This won't harm you. Just go with the flow. We're not invading your privacy. And anybody who thinks your privacy is being invaded, there's something wrong with you. You must be a terrorist.
Yeah, that's right.
It's this whole programming, and she always talks in that sickening, right in your face, totally monotone voice. It makes me just want to puke.
Yeah. And don't, I mean, I'm not one to, it doesn't matter who it is. She's just a face. She really is. She's just a face. Whether it was Tom Ridge before her, or it's Janet Napolitano, or whoever's going to replace her. The only way I see any change happening is if Ron Paul's elected, or somebody like Gary Johnson, somebody that can actually that has the cojones to say, hey, look, you know what? This is BS. We don't need this crap. And it's true. We don't need this.
Joe, the other thing, too, is that people continue to fly. They would only have to just say, oh, hell no, for about a month, and then the airlines would go, people aren't flying, and we're going bankrupt, and you need to stop doing this, which is exactly what would happen, because they're always being bailed out by the government, too. So I blame the people, the complacency of the people in not, they continue to participate. Oh, you want us to pay taxes? Okay, I can't afford it, but no problem. My family suffers because I pay you taxes to exploit this country and exploit me and enslave me, but I don't mind. I'm going to do it because you want me to. We have got to stop participating, and because that makes us part of the problem, not part of the solution.
That's right. Take a train, damn it. Drive a car. Do something.
No kidding. Hitchhike.
That's right. Do something. But don't fly. Don't fly. Stop flying, everybody. I mean, I don't know how many of you in the listening audience actually flies. I avoid it like the plague. Not only because I get air sick, but now they've just really sealed the deal for me with these freaking body scanners. But it gets even better than that. Thursday, Obama's going to announce a $300 billion jobs bill. Where's he getting the money from for that? And then what's it going to go towards? Oh, well, I think it's going to go towards infrastructure. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because we got to rebuild the infrastructure in this country.
He wants to build that high-speed train.
Yeah,
well,
sure.
You know what? We need to take care of the infrastructure that we've already got that's falling apart before we start dumping money into stuff like that.
Hey, how about you do this, Gwen? How about you just give it to the people? How about you take that $300 billion and say, you know what? Let's see here. People, we'll give everybody, I don't know, let's just say $250,000. And of that $250,000, you're going to get taxed at, say, a rate of 33%. So right off the bat, this fiat shit, it doesn't matter anyway. It just gets flipped around. You take 33% off that. What's that? We'll just say like $150,000. Well, you know what people could do with $150,000? I know one thing that I would do is like student loans goodbye, and let's see here. I could pay off all. I could be debt free. Oh, but they don't want you to do that. Oh no! Because if you're debt free, that would be bad. We couldn't have that.
That is the problem that I see, Joe, is that the economy is not going to be stimulated. The real numbers of unemployment are at least 22% in this country. Right. And some job stimulation is not going to stimulate the economy. So if we had the money that they used in the bailouts and that had gone directly into the pockets of the American people, we would not have foreclosures. We would have new small businesses. We would have people spending money, increasing the sales tax base in this country. They don't want the economy stimulated. They want the economy to fall apart.
Yeah, they want it to fall apart.
The GOP is never, ever, ever going to go along with his jobs bill. It's ridiculous. And I want to, when you were talking about the euro being in the tank, I've heard several financial analysts talk about the euro, and including people like Lindsey Williams and Chapman, and all of them are saying, even Adrian Salbucci said that, you watch 2 weeks after the euro falls, and it will fall, the United States, the dollar is gone in 2 weeks. So when you start seeing that, right. When you start seeing that euro go, that's your clear signal that you got 2 weeks to get whatever you're going to get and get yourself positioned for whatever it is that's going to hit the fan at that point. And I don't think it's going to be pretty.
I don't think so either. We've been seeing an increase, too, because of the condition of the economy, of violence. 42 people hit by gunfire in New York City. In Chicago, 6 people were killed, including a man in a wheelchair, over Labor Day weekend, and it got so bad that the mayor had to address it publicly over the weekend. And that was Captain Ron Emanuel, and that's him. So it's getting bad out there. I mean, they're stealing whole AC units. they're taking power lines. They're taking the poles, street lamp poles, to scrap it. At some point in time, you have to say, what's wrong with this picture? But as long as it doesn't affect the American public personally, on a personal level, and as long as the creature comforts are there, and as long as the culture of convenience is maintained, then you're not going to see outrage in America the way that we see or feel it here on this show or in the listening audience. You just don't have it because people are not being directly affected, and they still have a lot to lose. And there's just not that shock to the system, but it's coming. Believe me, it's unavoidable. To have a fiat currency the way we have now, the dollar is being destroyed. As if it isn't destroyed already. It's worth 2% of what it was 100 years ago. So it is absolutely being destroyed, and we've got front row seats. We have front row seats to the collapse of the Western economy. And if you don't think that this country is tied to Europe and we're all going to go down in a fiery crash, you got another thing coming. And you better be ready and know how to survive in a third world environment, because that's coming soon. Gwen, tell the listeners one more time about Thursday's show, please.
Choske Denny, he's coming on. He's the ambassador of the United Nations of Turtle Island. He's going to be talking about the sovereign moves that the tribes are making now in this country, and we may also be joined by Chief Swift Arrow of the Cherokee Nation. He's also another elder in another tribe that's involved in this. People, this is going to be a show you will not want to miss. Very important information that can affect all of you. So please join us.
That's Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern. And remember, folks, next week, we go to 2 hours, 3 days a week. So Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday will be on for 2 hours. But that concludes this edition of Freedom Link Radio. On behalf of Gwen Caldwell, I'm Joe Joseph. Have a pleasant evening, everybody.